So the entire journey into teaching, whether it be into Vistas or into St. Joseph's, has given me an insight on how to take up leadership roles, how to build a team with high level of integrity, and how to encourage students to come out with their highest potentials. See, that's the major satisfaction that we have. Telling you that I was there for the past 3 decades into teaching. I see my students today at the levels of vice presidents, at the level of CEOs, also successful entrepreneurs. When they come back to me telling, ma'am, this is what I am, it is really very happy, and the level of satisfaction that you get through that, the level of inspirations that you get through that cannot be said through words. And our strength is our alumni. Our alumni actually interacts. We have in one-to-one mentoring sessions with the alumni. We have the mock interviews conducted by our alumni who are all working in various reputed logistic firms, as well as have also started their own organizations. Yeah, logistics today is a very booming industry. Okay, there's nothing today which doesn't have logistics into that. Whether it be a manufacturing firm, let it be an healthcare industry, you have logistics into everything. So you need to manage the sourcing, you need to manage the warehouse, the inventory, and so on. So we have seen logistics as something which really requires a lot of attention today and makes students aware of what are the specific roles and responsibilities that they have. And that is how logistics has come as one of the most specific courses into colleges.
I know.
So as a faculty, as a director, motivating the faculty to improve themselves and motivating the students to get themselves the knowledge that is required is one of the important things that I think is my responsibility at Wales Institute. Bringing about changes in curriculum is said to be one of the most challenging aspects that we have, because there is a process which says that the curriculum gets updated maybe once in 2 years or once in 3 years. But technology develops very dynamically. Apart from what the syllabus speaks of, we have inserted certain practical knowledge, certain things beyond the syllabus, which keeps the students updated with what is actually required in the market. What we do is we get a feedback very regularly from the stakeholders. As I said it could be the industry, it could be the employers, it could be the alumni, as well as the faculty who are handling the papers. Then based on all those, we find out where do we lack, the gap that is existing between the curriculum that is there and what is expected in the industry. We have also come out with Logistics Club, which basically has got a lot of non-technical activities which is run by the students for the students. So students are said to be the children of today, the younger generation of today are very creative. They come out with various activities, and the hackathon is one of the activities that we had currently along with Logwiz, which showed us how creative students are, how do they come out with most innovative ideas, and so. Case studies. So case studies has become one of the major technique today into teaching, where concepts are taught through case studies. Similarly, we encourage students through seminar teaching, where students take up seminars on the subjects that is being taught. So peer learning occurs much more faster than what a faculty teaches. It's match between what the curriculum delivers, what the faculty tells, and what the needs of the student is, which has to be bridged. And as a director of the School of Management, I think it's my responsibility to see that I bridge this gap between what the industry requires and what is actually being delivered, so that there is a blend of both the conceptual as well as the practical training. We also encourage students to become entrepreneurs. We have a full-fledged incubation cell within Wales, which helps, and also a very active entrepreneurship development club, which encourages students starting from the idea, scratch of an idea to building it up into an industry. Don't focus on placements alone. We do give them training for the placements, and we also give a lot of emphasis for being successful entrepreneurs. because Wales believe that it is not only employability, but also to come up with people who could employ students is more important. No longer is going to be the one-way dialogue or a monologue teaching going to be of any use today. As faculty today cannot have the distance that we are a faculty and you are a student. It's more like we have to adapt ourselves to the new technology. See, if you take people like me who come from a very old generation, we have never exposed to technologies. Like, as far as I know, when I was doing my post-graduation, we never even had a computer. And if suppose we learned something, we learned of COBOL and Pascal and those languages, which are absolutely not there today. But still, we have to adapt ourselves, become friendly to students so that you could upscale them to and bring out the entire potential in them and make them very responsible citizens. And this is, I think, one of the most important challenges that as faculty today we face when we are handling the younger generations. As accomplishment is being a teacher. That itself is something, because teaching is not a profession as it is. Teaching is said to be a mission where you need to have a lot of discipline, integrity into it.
Welcome to today's Spotlight. Today, we are in a bit of different episode where we not only cover the heroes behind the logistic industry, but also today we are going to interview one of the inspiring mentors who help students to enter into the logistic industry. We have Dr. Jayashree Krishnan, Director, School of Management and Commerce, Wales Institute of Science, Technology and Advanced Studies, Chennai. Thank you so much for joining us today, ma'am.
Thank you, Farida, for having me here.
Yeah. While we uncover the journey of how you inspire others, first I would like to know, how did you become the director of, School of Management, and how was your journey?
Thank you, Farida. At the very outset, let me just thank Suja and Mr. Arun for actually giving me an opportunity to be here for this exclusive interview at Spotlight. So, highlighting on how did I enter into the industry of education. It is a big story which tells I was a person who was absolutely not interested in teaching. Okay, I took up my MSc Mathematics, dropped it because the ultimate was to go into teaching, and then took up management as my career to start my journey in the corporate. Started as a customer service executive at Citibank. Was a very exciting job for me, but never gave me any satisfaction. Due to certain family commitments, I had to shift into teaching. And then I found that was the passion that I really had. Though I was not interested, I found that was the thing in which I was really great in. And I witnessed all through the journey, I saw how good I was in inspiring the young mind, making them into good citizens, and the satisfaction that I got was really great. And that is how I moved into industry. And today I have more than 3 decades of experience into teaching, and then grown to the director of School of Management and Commerce, Wales Vistas.
Yeah. Okay, that's such an inspiring journey. You have almost 3 decades, which is close to 30 years of experience. So can you say, was there any inspiration or role model that you had when you started your teaching journey?
Yeah, as I told you, having started my teaching, I went back, looking back into the faculty whom I had in my post-graduation or in my graduations or during my school days. I have seen teachers who actually started inspiring me, and the teachings that they had given us during the entire journey came back to my mind as a flashback. And that was the basic thing that led me to being good into teaching. Next, looking into a faculty, Dr. Jyoti, who was one of the organizational behavior teacher for me in my management, was a very inspiring lady who taught not only what behavior is, but also how to develop that into individuals and how to make you and successful leader was the inspiration that I really drew from her. So I think Dr. Jyoti, as well as my mom, who is also a teacher for me in the language of Hindi, is an inspiration for me to continue the journey as an educationist.
As we talked about your role model, we'd also like to know what are your visions and goals that you have for your college's logistic department?
See, the Institute of Management is the Department of Management at Wales Institute of Advanced Studies, offers management programs as well as undergraduate programs. The management programs which specialized in logistics and supply chain, specialized in shipping and so. So the vision is to make it into a center of excellence, bridging both academic excellence as well as the industry practices, with a goal to produce graduates who basically are not only good conceptually, but also have the confidence of dealing with the dynamic changing industry. So, with this as the goal in Vistas, we have an high industry connect. We run the program in association with our knowledge partners, the Confederation of Indian Industries, where the entire curriculum is drafted as per the requirement of the industry, taught by the industry experts.
Okay. So your journey, how many years have you been with Vistas Chennai?
My journey with Vistas is actually very short. I started it in the year 2024 as a director. Earlier to that, I was working as an HOD in the Institute of St. Joseph's College of Engineering, which comes under the JPR group, for almost 25 years. So the entire journey into teaching, whether it be into Vistas or into St. Joseph's, has given me an insight on how to take up leadership roles, how to build a team with high level of integrity, and how to encourage students to come out with their highest potentials.
As you're a teacher, you must have seen students succeeding in life and going a long way. How does that make you feel?
See, that's the major satisfaction that we have. Telling you that I was there for the past 3 decades into teaching. I see my students today at the levels of vice presidents, at the level of CEOs, also successful entrepreneurs. When they come back to me telling, ma'am, this is what I am, it is really very happy, and the level of satisfaction that you get through that, the level of inspirations that you get through that cannot be said through words.
Okay. So as a head of the department, what steps have you taken to ensure the college provides a motivating and enriching learning experience and environment for the students?
So in Vistas, actually, as I told you, the program is run in association with the knowledge partner of CII. The entire course is basically developed keeping in mind what is the industry requirement. We have a continuous monitoring system where we get the ideas and opinions from the stakeholders like the industry experts, the alumni, and keep continuously changing our curriculum based on the requirement of the industry. Now, if you take up, we have added up subjects like supply chain analytics, green logistics, which are all of great demand today. And our strength is our alumni. Our alumni actually interacts. We have one-to-one mentoring sessions with the alumni. We have the mock interviews conducted by our alumni who are all working in various reputed logistic firms, as well as have also started their own organizations. So with this strength, we actually are building up the confidence in our young generation students and making them successful in their career.
So you have been a director of School of Management, and especially you are heading the logistic department.
Mm-hmm. It's a school of management, a whole school of management, yeah.
So logistics, has become a new thing. Mostly like a decade earlier, logistics was not like a specialized course in MBA or perhaps any subject. So recently, many colleges has adapted logistics or supply chain. So how do you see that?
Yeah, logistics today is a very booming industry. Okay, there's nothing today which doesn't have logistics into that. Whether it be a manufacturing firm, let it be an healthcare industry. You have logistics into everything. So you need to manage the sourcing, you need to manage the warehouse, the inventory, and so on. So, and technology has actually driven logistics today into a very great, there's a lot of changes that is coming into the logistic industry today. AI, which we know actually has become a buzzword, okay? And logistic industry is nothing that is left out of it. So the AI has driven it into data decision-making things. So we have seen logistics as something which really requires a lot of attention today and make students aware of what are the specific roles and responsibilities that they have. And that is how logistics has come as one of the most specific courses into colleges.
I know.
So how do you stay updated about as a mentor, as a teacher, you need to stay updated on a lot of things in and around the industry and keep the students educated. So how do you keep yourself updated on that?
See, updating as a teacher, keeping yourself up, self-learning or continuous learning is a part of a teacher. So for all the developments that is happening today in the industry, we keep updated ourselves by linking ourselves with the industry partners, also updating ourselves in terms of certifications done through various MOOC platforms like Swayam, NPTEL, Udemy, Coursera, and so on. We also encourage students to take up all these courses. It's mandatory that they need to do some 4 certification courses so that they could have an understanding of what are the various global practices that are happening and also what are the rapid changes that is happening, the technology that has come in. So as a faculty, as a director, motivating the faculty to improve themselves and motivating the students to get themselves the knowledge that is required is one of the important things that I think is my responsibility at Wales Institute.
So as you keep yourself updated through certifications and various sources, how do you translate it into the curriculum and keeping the students up to date to the industry? And what are the steps do you take?
Bringing about changes in curriculum is said to be one of the most challenging aspects that we have, because there is a process which says that the curriculum gets updated maybe once in 2 years or once in 3 years. But technology develops very dynamically. So to keep the curriculum updated, we have built in certain things like you have lifetime projects into our curriculum. We have the case studies. We have industry experts coming and talking into it. So as it is, we keep, apart from what the syllabus speaks of, we have inserted certain practical knowledge, certain things beyond the syllabus, which keeps the students updated with what is actually required in the market.
Okay. So how do you frame curriculums? Like what do you keep in mind before framing them, and how often does it change?
Developing of a curriculum is a process that happens keeping into mind the vision of the institution. The institution or the university as it is has got a certain vision, and with that, what we do is we get a feedback very regularly from the stakeholders. As I said it could be the industry, it could be the employers, it could be the alumni, as well as the faculty who are handling the papers. Then based on all those, we find out where do we lack, the gap that is existing between the curriculum that is there and what is expected in the industry. We try to build those gaps by coming up with new updated subjects, coming up with new case studies, bringing up into guest lectures, coming up with guest lectures who are industry experts, making students have their internships and projects being done. And in such way, we bring all this as mandatory into the curriculum and keep ourselves updated with the current scenario.
Okay. So in your opinion, what emerging trends or opportunities in the logistics sector that students should be prepared of, and how does it align with the curriculum?
See, in the curriculum, we have come out with subjects like supply chain analytics and modeling. We have come out with subjects like green logistics. We have come out with subjects like sustainability logistics and so, which are of the current need. And Apart from this, students need to have technical knowledge like how to basically optimize the last mile delivery, how to come out with data driven decision makings, how to come out with optimization of transportation and inventory management, warehouse management. So, all these are the skills that the students basically require, and we update that into our curriculum not only as subjects but also as practical training where they undergo internships. It's mandatory that they need to do 2 internships, one individual as well as 2 as groups, and make those presentations in the class. So when they present it into the classroom, there's not only sharing of knowledge that is happening, but also peer learning that happens. So apart from the college, the teaching, the one-way teaching from the side of the faculty, we also encourage for peer learning, as well as we have also come out with logistics club, which basically has got a lot of non-technical activities which is run by the students for the students. So students are said to be the children of today, the younger generation of today are very creative. They come out with various activities, and the hackathon is one of the activities that we had currently along with Logwiz, which showed us how creative students are, how do they come out with most innovative ideas and so. So keeping them engaged and getting out their creativity into the topics is what as a faculty we do at Vistas.
It's amazing. So I'd like to hear more about what the students do in the logistics club.
In the logistics club, we generally arrange for technical knowledge sharing through our alumni. Students also talk about various certifications that happen, what is actually required, and tell them the methods how to go in for those certifications. They also have activities like sourcing activities. They do certain activities of how to negotiate during the business transactions, what are the various documents they need to prepare, what are the exim policies, exim documents that is required. All these are given as small case studies to them, and they make a presentations of those. And also we have enacting and role play as one of the activities where they take up various roles of the experts in logistics and supply chain, and then because we just give them as manager warehouse, we give them a manager of procurement and so, and give them a topic of how to build a particular product. So these things make them aware of how to apply the skills that they have actually learned in their textbooks.
That you must have seen a lot of changes that's happening in the academics throughout the year that you have worked for. So recently people started to, boost the practical learning and all of that. So how has the industry changed in?
See, education today is nothing like what it was earlier. When I started my career, it was a one-way teaching where we had students who were basically coming for learning something on a sustainable basis, right? And it was like we used to teach using blackboards, and maximum what we had was OHPs, the overhead projectors. But today it's completely changed. It is not, because knowledge is available to students very easily. What we teach in textbooks is very easily available to students. So students are more technology driven today. They are no more looking out for the knowledge from the textbook. So we have to update ourselves, teaching them with more of practical experience, giving them more of case studies. So case studies has become one of the major technique today into teaching, where concepts are taught through case studies. Similarly, we encourage students through seminar teaching, where students take up seminars on the subjects that is being taught. So peer learning occurs much more faster than what a faculty teaches. And it's becoming very challenging for the faculty too, to keep updating themselves. So faculty are also encouraged to go in for FDPs, to go in for certifications, so that they also could keep themselves updated with the changes that is occurring in the industry.
So as we are talking about the changes that has been brought, so I would like to hear some success stories of the students who has been placed in the logistic industry, and how does a college support student in their placement and career development?
To talk of the success stories, I think the logistic department of Wales is almost 10 years old, and we have a very strong alumni base. People placed in various industries very successfully in companies like CAGCAMM. They are also being placed in Zepto. They are placed in Amazon and so. Students are also placed in international placements like Vietnam, Dubai, which are the hubs for basic logistics. And to specify, we also had alumni from the defense. We had army officers who were taken up their courses into logistics to maintain the operations of defense. So it is not that they had come on the sabbaticals and they were students to us, and they are today managing the operations in the army. Similarly, we also have students doing their internships where they work out on how to optimize the last mile delivery, how to bring about visibility for the products through barcoding and so. So such projects have been done where students, that has made the students successful, and there are many of them who are very successful today in the logistics field.
That's great to hear. So, what are the qualities and attributes do you think are essential in a student to excel in the logistic industry?
Okay. The qualities and attributes, one is adapting to technology. The second would be adapting to the dynamic, changing environment. Adaptability to the workplace where they are. Apart from that, the normal thing of having communication, taking up data-driven decisions, having good teamwork, because without working in team, it's very difficult for you to carry out your daily activities. So good teamwork. These are the basic skills that I think is necessary for any student to be successful in their career.
Okay. So, what are the steps that you or the university takes to ensure the students are having high employability skills?
The university has got a full-fledged career advancement cell where they take up training into various soft skills like communication, networking, building up of resumes, and so. Apart from that, the department, as I told you, has got a logistics club where we encourage students to actually come out with the concepts of what logistics, the skills that is required, as I told you, to improve those skills. We also have guest speakers who come and tell us on what are the various developments that is happening into the logistics industry. We have CII, the knowledge partners, who basically teach them the basic concepts on how because the entire core subjects of logistics are handled by them, so that it gives the students a complete understanding of what logistic industry actually is. We have the clubs, we have the guest lectures, and all these have basically helped. And the university also focuses to see that students are not basically conceptually strong, but they also are ready to be placed into the industry.
This is amazing. So, as we have talked about the steps that you take and the time that you put in the students, I also want to listen the challenges that you have faced as, the head of the department or the director, and how do you overcome them?
The basic challenge what we have is to bring about the changes into the curriculum, right? Because there is, as I told you, there's a process where the curriculum changes only once in 2 years or once in 3 years. So by the time the faculty gets adapted to the curriculum that is being given to them, there's already changes happening in the industry. And what the curriculum that we have becomes obsolete. So we need to see that the changes are being adapted. So we need to be in continuous connect with the industries, with the stakeholders, so that we could bring about the changes. The second challenge that we face is to have committed faculty, because faculty are actually people who come out of their academic courses. They do not have a lot of experience or insight into what actually the industry is. because logistics is something which is really booming today. And we don't have specialized faculties in logistics. And hence we depend upon the industry experts, we depend upon knowledge partners for the courses being delivered. So we need to build up strong faculty members too in the area of logistics. The next challenge that we face is the students. The students today are not the same as Easter days, okay? They are someone who really want everything at their fingertips. It's a 2 minutes noodle type, where they want everything immediately available. So there is a mismatch between what the curriculum delivers, what the faculty tells, and what the needs of the student is, which has to be bridged. And as a director of the School of Management, I think it's my responsibility to see that I bridge this gap between what the industry requires and what is actually being delivered, so that there is a blend of both the conceptual as well as the practical training.
So colleges, mostly MBA colleges or B schools, focus mostly on the placements and to get students placed and their placement records and all of that. So how does Wales do it?
Wales also focuses on the placement, but we also encourage students to become entrepreneurs. We have a full-fledged incubation cell within Wales, which helps, and also a very active entrepreneurship development club, which encourages students starting from the idea, scratch of an idea to building it up into an industry. Don't focus on placements alone. We do give them training for the placements, and we also give a lot of emphasis for being successful entrepreneurs, because Wales believe that it is not only employability, but also to come up with people who could employ students is more important.
Very beautifully said. So students who join the colleges are students who come from schools after passing out stressful board exams and all of that. So how do you see that change? How do you nurture a student from coming out of that and giving them the certain path and right path and guidance towards their future?
Okay, if we talk of students, see, there's a lot of difference that we see among the students.
Yeah.
Pre-COVID and post-COVID. Okay, post-COVID, the students have become more fast. Okay, they are as I said, they are technology savvy. They are all tech savvy. They know how to handle digital tools much more faster. They adapt those things very easily. But there's one great challenge that we find today is like their attention span is very, very, very limited. Okay, they listen to 2 minutes and then suddenly get distracted. So putting them into something in the attention span requires a lot of challenges from the faculty who teaches them too, because no longer is going to be the one-way dialogue or a monologue teaching going to be of any use today. So it is more of, as I told you, practical experiences, case studies, which is it is going to be the internships, the peer learning that is going to basically help them. So we as faculty today cannot have the distance that we are a faculty and you are a student. It's more like we have to adapt ourselves to the new technology. See, if you take people like me who come from a very old generation, we have never exposed to technologies. Like, as far as I know, when I was doing my post-graduation, we never even had a computer. And if suppose we learned something, we learned of COBOL and Pascal and those languages, which are absolutely not there today. But still, we have to adapt ourselves, become friendly to students so that you could upscale them to and bring out the entire potential in them and make them very responsible citizens. And this is, I think, one of the most important challenges that as faculty today we face when we are handling the younger generations.
As you were talking to me, I also find that not only the difference between students post and pre-COVID, there is also, a difference in faculty, how they handle the students. Faculty has become more technological driven and they are pushed to learn technology and upscale themselves to be, to level up themselves. So what are the trainings that is given to the faculty and how do they keep themselves updated?
There are a lot of faculty development programs. There are a lot of self-learning platforms where faculty are encouraged and they are supposed to update themselves with what is required today. Like there are a lot of courses which is available in the NPTEL, the Swayam portal, which is run by the AICTE, and there are also a lot of private portals like the Udemy or the Coursera, where there's a lot of new technologies that is being taught. There are a lot of certifications that is being given. So as a faculty to grow, to update themselves, they need to undergo these certifications. Similarly, they participate in a lot of faculty development programs. We also encourage faculty to go as guest speakers to other institutes. So when they go there, they improve themselves with what actually is the current trends. Because when I need to talk to a faculty as a resource person, I need to update myself onto it. So all this helps in updation with what is currently required in the industry.
So as we're talking about certifications and keeping yourself updated and relevant, so what are the steps do you take to maintain your work-life balance?
Work-life balance is important as well as any individual is concerned. And being into education, where we are with the younger generation, the first thing that happens is we are always relaxed because you are with a group of people who are always young, energetic, and creative. See, that feel of being with youngsters always gives you some level of satisfaction, which has an impact on your work-life balance. The next is I plan. We have vacations, and I plan my vacations in such a way that I spend time with my family. We go on trips with my family, come out with new energy when I come back after the vacations are over. So maintaining balance at work is one's own talent. Okay, it is not the industry that is to be blamed, or it is not the work that is to be blamed. It is not the hierarchy or the position that is to be blamed. How do you basically take the work as it is? If you take the work as a pleasure, I don't think that's absolutely going to have any impact on the work-life balance or the life that you're going to have beyond your work.
So is there any book that has profound impact on your life?
Why? See, as faculty, we always keep reading on what the subject is, what are the changes that come into industry and so. But to be successful as a leader, the book that I felt had a lot of influence in me to become a successful leader is the 7 Habits of an Effective Person by Stephen R. Covey, I believe. Like, he has spoken on how do you be proactive, how does self-awareness and integrity have an impact on leadership, and have seen that all those have basically impacted me in leading a team, building a team, and coming out as a successful leader. So leaders, and also I listened to the readings of Swami Vivekananda, where he says like education is a manifestation of perfection in man. And I believe that has got a lot of implication into my leadership style, where I try to bring about integrity into students, self-discipline into students, so that they not only become successful professionals, but also become respectful citizens of the country or respectful individuals, as it is. So rather than reading, it is the discourses that I listen to and the codes that I look into has inspired me being a good leader.
Thank you so much for sharing that. So while looking back to your journey, can you just say us any significant accomplishment that is on top of your mind?
Significant accomplishment is being a teacher. That itself is something, because teaching is not a profession as it is. Teaching is said to be a mission where you need to have a lot of discipline, integrity into it. You take teaching as a teaching, then there's nothing into it. But then being a successful teacher, being a successful leader who could lead a team of faculty members has always been an accomplishment for me. And I have always had a good set of team working with me who understands what I need even before I speak it out. And that, I think, is one of the most important accomplishments that I had working with a team of members. May it be in the older colleges that I have worked or with Vistas where I am now. I'm proud to tell that I've got a good team that works with me. And I think that has come out through one of my approaches where I don't believe in the hierarchy of work, but I think like I could grow when others grow along with me.
So I think every teacher is as proud as you, because I've had some great teachers in my life, and you must have had great teachers in your life. So being a teacher is, I think, one of the greatest fulfillment in life, as you told. So can you say us any advice or things that, as a teacher, you would have given advice to a lot of students, but can you tell us some key advice that you have for younger generation?
And it's a very nice question, actually. Like, if I really want to tell you an advice, I would come to tell, first, learn to lead yourself. Before leading others, before coming into the profession, understand how to lead yourself by being self-disciplined, inscribing integrity into you, being consistent in what you do. Never take up anything small. Every small thing that comes into your life, into your work, try to do it with full involvement, because these are the things that help you grow in your life. Next, and especially for teachers, never take teaching as just a profession where you teach the syllabus. Go much beyond it. Connect with your students, okay? Build up a relationship with them so that what is needed by a teacher is not just what is teaching, but to make the students understand what is being taught, build and confidence into them, and make them responsible individuals. And I think by doing all this as good teachers, be consistent in what you do, work with a lot of commitment, and I think above this, nothing else would be required for you to grow in your life.
So we have come to the end of the interview. So thank you so much for being here with us today. You inspired us with a lot of simple words, and you made us think deeper on things. So thank you so much. How do you feel about being here today?
Thank you, Farhan. It was a real experience for me, because giving an interview as a teacher is something very different, right? And being a director for the School of Management, I represent Wales Institute here, and I really feel proud to be a part of this interview, a part of Spotlight. Thank you, and thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much for tuning into today's Logistics Spotlight. Today we had a very impressive and interesting episode where we interviewed and spotlighted an inspiring person from the Vistas Chennai. So for more episodes like this, to meet more inspiring people, tune into the Logistics Spotlight. Like, share, and subscribe our channel. And we are very happy to hear what you feel. So drop in your comments. Thank you.